Honourable Nathan Guy.
Mr Speaker, the contamination of whey protein concentrate is an issue that's been the key focus of mine and the government's over the last 6 or so days. Since being notified on Friday, no other issue has been a priority for this government. And there is a wide range of ministers that are involved working across their respective areas. Right now, the focus is squarely on the health and well-being of our children and families, both here in New Zealand and, of course, in those overseas markets. MPI is continuing to work around the clock, seeking to clarify with certainty the extent of the potential contamination. Earlier this week, MPI sent staff into Fonterra's data and distribution centres and nutrition warehouses with their permission to verify the information and gain a complete picture. The Ministry of Health officials are working with a range of organisations such as Plunket, Healthline and, of course, information regularly available on the MPI website. We want to ensure that the information is getting out there to the people that need it most. And of course, everyone will be aware in this House that Nutricia has initiated a voluntary recall of CarryCare Stage 1, new baby infant formula from birth, and CarryCare Gold Stage 2, follow on from 6 months onwards. And I acknowledge my ministerial colleagues, Minister Ryle, Minister Goodhue and indeed Minister Kay as well, being involved in doing a very good response in this area, working very closely across the government departments to ensure that this information is flowing through to consumers here and indeed in other international markets. If parents or caregivers have any of the recalled product lines at home, they should return them to the shop that they have been brought from or return to the place of purchase and seek a refund. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Mr Speaker, are working with their embassies to provide information to international markets. This issue has the potential to affect children in other countries, and we want to do what we can to ensure their overall safety. I appreciate that information changed in the first few days, and that now is becoming a lot clearer. While the information has not been completely clear at times, officials and the government have been taking and will continue to take a very conservative, precautionary approach. And I acknowledge Minister Grossman McCulley for providing that information through to those embassies on a regular and timely timeframe. I understand that there are a lot of questions. And right now our focus is on ensuring the health and safety of consumers in New Zealand and across the world. But I can assure everyone in the House and the New Zealand public, at the appropriate time, I will ask those questions, as will the government, to ensure that we get the answers that we all require. This incident also affects our international reputation. It will have an effect, but it is hard to measure, Mr Speaker, very hard to quantify at this stage. The fortnightly global trade online auction last night was of some comfort to some exporters. There was a mild dip back by about 2.4% in the auction prices. To me, this result indicates that the market has taken a measured response on the current situation. There was strong interest from around 200 bidders and a rise in that in the last auction. Although milk powder, whole milk powder was back by 1.6% and skim milk powder back by 3%. Very similar when you weigh up that overall the online auction has been moving around quite a bit. As you know, Mr Speaker, and the House knows, there has been a lot of disappointment with what's happened. But New Zealand has a strong history as an exporting food nation for over 100 years. And we need to maintain our integrity on the world stage. Something's gone wrong. We need to rectify what's gone wrong, maintain our integrity, and our integrity will be measured on how we respond. Mr Speaker, this is an important issue, and I want to conclude by saying that the government is doing all it can to provide information through to New Zealand consumers and international markets.
Grant Robertson.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Today I want to talk about jobs, but before I do, I want to say that